Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today I'm going to play another deck that I've enjoyed playing in the past that's going to be rotating. And this one is Dhelmise VMAX. It was never a top tier deck in its day, but I found it to be a very fun deck at the time, and as I've been playing it again, it's a deck that still I find a lot of fun and something that I will miss playing, even though it never was super effective. So Dhelmise VMAX 330 HP. It's got a max anchor attack, does 240 damage for 3 energy, 2 of which are grass. So a decent amount of damage, can one-shot most Vs there. Now, it does say then, during your next turn, this Pokemon can't use max anchor, so you can only use it every other turn, so you need to either retreat out, or you can use the first attack, which actually is part of what makes this deck interesting. The first attack is Swinging Chain, which this attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon, and don't apply weakness or resistance to benched Pokemon as expected. So that's what it offers. So that Swinging Chain attack is part of what makes it interesting. When do you use it? What do you hit with it? Gives this deck a little more flexibility. The V actually will attack with that some too, particularly the second attack. It does 200 damage with Giga Hammer. For 3 energy costs, the same as the VMAX cost, just does 40 less damage. And this one also can't use this attack during your next turn. But so you can Giga Hammer and then evolve the next turn into the VMAX and then use Max Anchor that turn. So that's one way to stream attacks too. Now, to get energy on, particularly we want to get potentially a lot of energy on to use Swinging Chain. So we play Rillaboom, which is another card that's also rotating. And it's got Voltage Beat ability. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 grass energy cards, basics, and attach them to one of your Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. So it allows us to search for 2 energies, attach them to a Pokemon. So it's a great way to power up Rillaboom, either to get off the max voltage attack, or max anchor, sorry, or to get that Swinging Chain to do the level of damage we want. So that's a useful card in the deck. And then in terms of setting the deck up, plays 1 Crobat V, as we're used to. Leafeon V, which is really nice if you go first, for its Greening Cells ability. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a grass energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. If you use this ability, your turn ends. So turn 1 going first, you get a Dhelmise V into play, attach an energy manually, and then use Leafeon V to accelerate a second energy. So now all we have to do is evolve and attach an energy our second turn to use the VMAX attack. So that works quite well. And then when we get into the trainers we'll use, you'll understand why we use Kricketune V. With its exciting stage ability, once during your turn you may draw cards until you have 3 cards in your hand. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, then you may draw until you have 4 cards in hand. So moderately useful ability. Generally, it doesn't see a lot of play because you usually, the idea of drawing into 3, usually it's on the bench. Even in this deck, it's on the bench a lot. Drawing to 3 is not generally very useful, but in this deck, it is. Energy, I'm just playing 1 Capture Energy. I've been tinkering with the deck the last couple days just because I like the deck and trying to make it a little better for today's meta, and was in trying to take advantage a little bit of the new cards, but not too much. And then 11 basic grass energy, because that's really what you primarily want. Though Capture Energy is nice if you get it, especially early, to try to set things up. I used to play 2 captures. I was looking for deck space, so I cut that. That might be nice to add a second one back in. So for trainers here, I added Forest Seal Stone that didn't exist in the early days. And really, the Dhelmise, I didn't play that. This was before Arceus came out, right? Because Arceus could also pair with this to power up the Dhelmise VMAX. The question is, though, they're probably just better VMAXs for that. So this takes advantage of Rillaboom's ability with this deck. So I don't play any of the stage ones you might have noticed. There's no Thwackies in here. I have to go right from Grookey to Rillaboom. So therefore, 4 Rare Candy, that's a must. I play Pokemon Search for Quick Ball, 3 Incense, and I play Turffield Stadium. And this allows each player to search their deck for a grass evolution Pokemon and put it into their hand once per turn. So that's very useful. Play some research, some boss. Switch Air Balloon. Air Balloon is particularly nice to get on the Kricketune V. If that way you can draw for 4 and retreat back to the bench. One Energy Recycler. Might want a second Energy Recycler. Some Marnie, and then it plays 4 Peony. That's a part of also what makes the deck fun from my standpoint. It's not a supporter that sees a lot of play. I'm not sure I really used it in any other deck than this one. You discard your hand, search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So you get to search for 2 trainers, which is nice. You have to discard your hand, which is usually not something enjoyable. That's partly why you want to have thick lines of a lot of the cards you need, because you're going to have to discard some things along the way that you probably would prefer not to. But generally, that works okay. And then what you're going to do, often you're going to get Rare Candy and either an Incense or a Turffield Stadium. That way, that's the main way through Peony is the way you get your Rillabooms into play. And the deck works reasonably well, I will say. Again, not a top-tier deck, but a fun deck, I think. It just works. It feels different than a lot of most other decks to me. The numbers you're hitting is a little different. The ability to do bench damage and to ramp up to kind of the level you want to is quite nice. Using an energy accelerator is fun. It works reasonably well, I think. And playing Peony is nice too, right? It's just a card that doesn't see a lot of use, but it works in this deck. So we'll see how it works on the ladder here. Just hopefully the deck shows off what it can do. So I get to go first. My opponent chose that, so that's always a little concerning. Why does my opponent want to go second? I'm taking a mulligan. Yeah, not crazy to take a mulligan here. Hopefully I can get a really strong turn 1. Not bad though. Dhelmise. I can accelerate 1 energy at least. I can't get, unless I draw an energy, I'm not going to get 2 energies on Dhelmise, but I'll get at least 1 on. So not terrible. Or, well, so Empoleon shuts off basic Pokemon's abilities. So, okay, so that's good to know. So I need now to get into play. What do I need? I'll get rid of Research. Research is nice. It certainly is. Maybe I'll get rid of Peony because I have Rare Candy, Stadium. So I don't need Peony if this hand sticks. So I will get a Grookey into play because my basics don't work. So I don't want to throw down. And I'm just going to pass at this point. So I'll wait on the Stadium because I want that for next turn. Right, so it's a very nice hand. Right now, with what I have now, I can attack. I can max anchor next turn. I kind of like Dhelmise too. The idea, the anchor graphics kind of is fun, right? I think so. You might not, and that's fine. We all have our preferences. And it's nice trying to take a different deck approach with a different deck. Now, why did my opponent want to go second? Right, that was their choice. I guess it gives them the ability to use a supporter turn 1. Maybe they think their deck is more consistent with that. See what happens. What's that? Drop it by 30, the energy? 30 less. So I can't one-shot the V with Dhelmise, and I don't play Choice Belt in this deck. Maybe it should. I don't know. I don't necessarily think it does, but it's always a consideration. I have the, all right, so good. So I have the pieces I need here. Quite nice, quite nice. So I play him. All right, this has started quite nicely for me. Rillaboom. Rare Candy. You don't choose. If you only have one thing in play, it automatically does it for you. I will Voltage Beat now because it'll thin the deck some, which is a good thing. I will attach the energy. If I get one shot here, I don't play Big Parasol, so I could really get destroyed by... that's a nice card, too. Grookey. Yeah, should I play another Grookey? Probably should. Do I want to attach Forest Seal Stone? Is there something else I want this turn, right? That's the question. Is there something else I want? I don't know that I do. Maybe I do. I think I want to get down another V. So I'll get another Dhelmise down, I think. Just get things going here. So toss down my Dhelmise and just knock out the active. I can attack next turn with my Dhelmise V as things look. I can evolve him to a VMAX and attack. Hopefully I don't get one shot, because that's certainly the goal, not to get one shot. But we'll see what happens. The game is started off okay for sure. We'll see what my options are. All right, so they have Charizard, so they may blow up. They might blow me up with Charizard. They have to get a choice belt, right? No, they don't. Sorry, no, because I'm weak to them. They just burn through me. Now they need to toss. I've taken 2 prizes, so they need 3 energies, right? It's 5. So they need 3. So they have to invest their energies onto Radiant Charizard, which isn't great from their standpoint. And they also have to retreat, so I don't know if they have a switching card in hand. We'll see what happens here. So getting the Radiant Charizard set up. They need 1 more energy, right? They could have, if they had a DTE or a Twin Energy, it would have served that purpose. We'll see where they attach to. I guess they're going to attach to the bench. They are. Okay, so he's ready to attack. All right, DTE, they're retreating. So I need to so my approach to this turn is pretty simple. I need to knock out the active, period. I have Rare Candy. It's a good hand. Gives me potential, I will say. Arceus is obviously a very good deck. Lugia Archeops. I was thinking Archeops. Lugia Archeops is a very good deck, perhaps the best deck. All right, now I'm in a world of trouble. There's no 2 ways about that. I'm going to lose this game. I got to imagine, unless my opponent bricks. I have to knock out the Charizard because he will take me out otherwise. But then the Yveltal will probably take out this Dhelmise VMAX. Now I could. Maybe I don't evolve him. Maybe I don't evolve this Dhelmise. That might be my play. So let me get this Rillaboom up. Let's see what I have. Make sure I have another. I have another V. Okay, so I'm not going to. I need to get 3 energies on him. That's for sure. But yeah, that's fine. Maybe I thin some. I don't think I need the Rillaboom. Now I don't play. All right, let me get 2 energy on with him. I can attach another energy with my other Rillaboom. If I don't hit energy, if I do happen to draw into all my energy with my research, which is not impossible, it's not likely, but it's not impossible, then I can manually attach. And I will manually attach. Okay, good. I got. All right, I got my incense. What's my energy situation? I have 4. Are they all basic? All right, so I will. This guy gets 5, so I will discard an energy, and I will recycle them all back. Well, no, yes, I will recycle them all back. I will manually attach. Yes, manually attach, and Kricketune, why not? So I get 5 energies back in because I want to be able to attach them more. So that, you know, and I want to... I'll Rillaboom to my other Dhelmise because I'm going to need him next turn. I'm going to need one of these Dhelmises next turn. And I can keep the incense because I might need that. If they bump the stadium and I don't get Marnied, I want that. All right, so not bad at all. So I will do the first attack, take him out. I could have used the first attack, actually, couldn't I? Because I was knocked out last turn. So what does that one do? I never pay attention to that one. I should, actually, shouldn't I? 30. No, it does 120. So it came up short. Yeah, okay, 120. 30 plus 90. I could knock out the Yveltal with that attack, but not. All right, so he's going to... So they're taking a smart tact, I think, attacking with Lugia. Saving the Lugia to take out the VMAX. So they've taken a smart line here, which should win them the game. The only hope I have of winning is if they run out of energy. So 7, 8, 9. They shouldn't have an issue with energy, but we'll see what happens. That's my play, right? Are they going to... Well, what are they doing here? Okay, they're going to accelerate to the active, I assume. Unless they were going to retreat from the act. Okay, yeah, they're going to attack. Yeah, put the powerful on. Makes sense. Incense just to grab to thin the deck, I guess. So, again, you know, it's a tough matchup. I don't think I'm going to win here, but we'll see. My opponent just needs to hit those 3 energies. Well, actually, they... I'm in a lot of trouble. That's how it goes, right? They don't one-shot me, though, do they? So, let me think. How much do they do? 220, 30, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80. I think they come up just a little bit short. So, I have the potential, right, to knock out the Yveltal on the bench. I think I need to do that because the Yveltal will wipe me out. So I need to power this guy up to the max. Obviously, they can gust me for win, right? A gust and they win. I'll just throw all the energy on. I'm all in here. There's no two ways about it. If they gust me up, I'm in some trouble there too. Me thin my hand. I should have used incense. I lost track of what cards I had still. I'll use Kricketune. I might not. If I get the cards I want. All right, so an Air Balloon, which isn't great, but I might as well attach him. Doesn't hurt. So what do I want? I want Boss. I think I want Boss. Boss is my path to victory here. I may get one shot. So what, I have 7. So I need to take out the Yveltal, I believe. So smack him out. I probably lose this turn. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. So I have Boss. So I will Boss up. So that, I think, gets them. So that gets them there. So that's a good game to my opponent. They got to the 330 with the last Powerful. I wasn't sure. The odds were they're going to hit it. The odds were that it was not prized. If they had it in hand, they could attach manually. If it was in the deck, they could get it that way. So anyway, the deck worked. I got a really nice start to the game, but up against a better deck. So let's jump in again and see if the deck can... see if I can win with it. The win rate with the deck is, it's winning about 500, 50-50 wins to losses. So not terrible, but obviously would like better than that. It's not a deck to play to move up the rank ladder. Certainly, as I was kind of testing the deck and developing the deck list, I was losing more than winning, so I moved backwards some with that. Now that I've kind of finalized the deck list, I think I'm running about 500 with it. But it's fun. It's still fun. The numbers, the calculations are different in this deck than other decks around, so I find it fun. Not the greatest hand in the world. No, it's. I guess I'm going second. I missed that. I often miss it. I just don't like staring at the screen. That's what you have to do, just stare at the screen until it happens. And, all right, looks like I'm up against Lugia again. So, I go first, which could be good, but it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is terrible. So I end turn. I could play Crobat, but Crobat gets me nothing. So that was a really, really terrible turn 1. So V-Guard Energy takes away the possibility of one-shotting them with my VMAX. Of course, I can't attack with the Max Anchor next turn anyway. I can't get 3 energy on in 1 turn. Well, my opponent's not doing much either, so that's a big plus. They didn't get a supporter that they thought was useful, so I probably don't want a Marnie. Although they're drawing 3 cards, right? Discarding. Now, why? That doesn't. I mean, wow. Why wouldn't they have played the Ultra Ball? I gotta say, I don't understand. All right, so do I want to Marnie them? They didn't like those other cards, though, right? They didn't like 5 of the six of those cards. I don't know why they got rid of Ultra Ball. They should have played the Ultra Ball, I would think. So, all right, I'm getting rid of my Recycler. I have to remember that. So that hurts me, too. So I'll throw down the Kricketune. Going to play the Capture on the active, I guess. I might get knocked out. If I do, I do. Toss down a Grookey. What else do I want to do? Do I throw down another Dhelmise with my Quick Ball? If I do, what do I get rid of? That's the question too, right? I'm just going to end turn. I just wasn't sure what to get rid of. I guess I could have gotten rid of the Rillaboom. Maybe I should have. I have access with Peony and Turffield Stadium to another Rillaboom. We'll see. I'm puzzled by my opponent's play. We'll see what they do. I don't know why they didn't. Okay, so this is a control deck. Okay, so I'm up against a control deck. So, all right, because playing Misfortune Sisters, right, which looks at the top 5 of your opponent's deck, discard any number of item cards you find there. So interesting. Path to the Peak. I have Turffield Stadium, so I'll bump it. I don't need Path long term. So we'll see how this goes. So a control Lugia deck, right? So they're thinning, getting themselves, working to get themselves set up. So I don't know what their play is, though. That's one of the things that we will see. So I need to Peony. I need to get. All right, so let me. I think I want to get another Pokemon into play, right? I will toss the Rillaboom. So I'll attach. What do I want to get in play? Another. That's a good question. Do I want to get. Maybe I shouldn't have made that move. Maybe that was a mistake. So what do I have for. Sorry, I only have 1 Rillaboom there. So I could get another Dhelmise down, right? I think I might want a second Dhelmise in play. This might be a mistake for sure. No, I will save Kricketune until after. What do I want to get? I need to get a 2 trainer, so I needed Incense. Yeah. Oh, Steelstone is very nice also, but I'll sit on that, right? So I can evolve 2 Pokemon. So I will get my Rillaboom. All right, so I'm playing a little slow here. I'm a little uncertain with my opponent what I need to do here, I gotta say. Anyway, I guess I just have game, don't I? So I just have game. So yeah, I don't need to be so slow here. Now that I realize I knock him out. So I do 240. Actually, no, I don't knock him out, do I? I do 210. So I come up 10 short. No, I'll wait on the Air Balloon because they may be trying to. All right, so the V-Guard energy keeps them alive for another turn. So we'll see what they do. I do play the deck a little slow. Like I said, it just works different than other decks that I'm used to, so I have to think it through a little bit. If I don't, I kind of have to think through a plan, and I tend to double check it because at times, especially early on with this deck when I started playing again, I wasn't making the right choices with what to play, what to search for with Peony. And if you make the wrong choice, all of a sudden you find yourself not being able to evolve all the Pokemon you want to, not getting the right energy attached. So, Air Balloon, but that's fine. That's fine for sure. So I can accelerate to energy. I can grab my Stadium. I'll have Air Balloon, so right. So I have game. They need to get something else into play, or I win at this point, right? I Air Balloon, retreat, knockout. So we'll see what they do here. No, so I have game. Okay. So an odd. I'm not sure what their deck is. Maybe you might be familiar with this deck. So they didn't attack. They didn't want to knock. They didn't want to attack there. So I just retreat. I just retreat and take the knockout. So won that game. Some type of a control Lugia build. Not entirely sure what it was. I do wish in live that they gave the option to see your opponent's deck list. Now in PTCG, right, you had the option of whether to show your deck list or not. I would show them. I'm not trying to keep any secrets for anybody. If people like my deck list, let them take a look. Let them see something new and different for them. So there we go. Went 1 and 1 with the deck. I'll just pause there. It's a fun deck. I enjoy it. It gets me thinking a little bit differently, which is what I like. And now, it's not the top tier deck. Its deck is rotating shortly too. If you don't have Dhelmise VMAX, I would say don't use your resources to craft it. That's not a smart use of it. But if you have Dhelmise in your collection and the deck seems intriguing, give it a try. I think it's a lot of fun. Take care.